Good morning. How's everyone doing on this lovely summer day? Hope everyone is well. I will announce this again, but the donation or the donation song today will be "I Am So Blessed." This is a cell phone. It should be put on silence or turned off so that we do not have it interrupt us with important messages. And without further ado, we are going to start off with Spirit-Led, Spirit-Fed. If you can, please rise. And welcome Andres, and welcome Alex and Leland. And Alex is going to join us here today. And here we go. I'm spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere along, I'm spirit-led. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always, I'm spirit-led. Flowing like a river of peace. I am nature's wandering child. Love cannot be added to me. I am made complete. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always, I am spirit-led. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always, I am spirit-led. There's magic in every day, like a beautiful song. And as we're choosing our way, there's a voice inside, God is alone. We are spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always, we are spirit-led. We are spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always, we are spirit-led. We are spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always, we are spirit-led. We are spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always, we are spirit-led. Everywhere and always, we are spirit-led. Everywhere and always, we are spirit-led.
Woohoo! Woo! You may be seated. That was some awesome pre-service music, by the way. Woo! You guys were rocking up here. All right. I have a feeling we're in for a wonderful Sunday service today. What do you think? Oswaldo Mora, standing here to my left. Future minister team member. He's our service leader today.
Happy to be here.
And I am Reverend Victoria Loveland-Coen. You are at Unity Center of Peace, in case you were wondering. We want to say hello to those of you who are joining us online on YouTube or Facebook. Thanks for being here. If you would just put a little hello in the chat, and then we can get a conversation going. We feel like we're connected. Yeah, come on in and have a seat. We have a special day today, and I'll tell you more about that in a moment. But first, let's anchor ourselves in a breath of peace and connection as Oswaldo lights the divine light candle.
That will be
We can put the prayer box there. Just take a moment and be with that sacred element of fire. And I invite you to say our opening invocation, which is on the back of the buff sheet that's in the seat back in front of you, if you're not yet familiar with that. But more importantly, take a moment to connect with your breath, to connect with your heart center, breathing into that space. And together, there is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God, the good omnipotence. Let's just breathe that in. Feel the reality of that at the core of our being. Feeling that infinite presence right here, right now, in this center, in the center of our being. Infinite good. So it is. And before we go into our meditation, though, today, We'll get there. We do have a special day today, and it's a wonderful opportunity that I have a few times a year to really get to know some new people who have come into our community. We get to know each other in a Pathways to Community class, and really on a deep level. And it's just so wonderful to do that and to connect in our hearts. And I also have the absolute privilege of inviting many of those individuals into membership here, joining us at Unity Center of Peace into membership. And so today we are doing that. And so what I'd like to do first is to call up individually, and I'm just gonna take this. And when I call your name, would you come up and join me on the platform? Kate Powell Sawyer, Irina Sopotle, that was close. Please say it for me. Sepulite. Oh, it's so much better that way. Michael Crawford, Anne Marie Pete. If you would, yeah, thank you. Kellen Kamakaro, Lori Hoyt, Emily O'Hare, who is now Mila O'Hare. Right? Yes. Okay. I know, isn't it great? We're just going to move down and make some room. There you are. Yeah, there you go. You're right in front of the drums. It's fabulous. Wow. All right. So these individuals have chosen to not only become members of Unity Center of Peace, but they have chosen a deeper connection with Spirit. They have chosen to really take a spiritual journey, to really jump into it and say yes, right? To say yes to that opportunity to learn and grow and spiritually evolve. And they have just said yes to being more a part of our community. And so today we're officially inviting them into membership. And to do that, they have taken the Pathways to Community class that I mentioned was last Saturday. They've agreed to share with UCP their time, talent, and treasure according to their own inner guidance. And they have agreed to the membership covenant. They all signed a membership covenant. And so, as I like to do, rather than reading the membership covenant, I like to read the values, the UCP values statements, because we say the mission and vision statements all the time here every Sunday, but we don't often say the values statements, and I think those are really important. So I'd like to read them and get more familiar with them and remember what they are. All right, so the first is, we welcome and embrace the divine in all. We honor the sacredness of the planet. We consciously practice gratitude. We grow in our consciousness of prosperity, healing, and forgiveness. We invite Spirit to lead our thoughts and actions. We freely share our gifts in loving service to others. We lovingly welcome people of all ethnicities, ages, gender identities, and abilities. We honor and embody the truths found in spiritual traditions and religions from around the world. We embrace the spiritual practices of meditation and affirmative prayer. Our goal is to act with integrity and authenticity. We provide opportunities for spiritual growth for our youth. We take responsibility for our own lives, understanding that we, not others, create our own experience. And finally, we embrace the idea that life is meant to be fun. So, member candidates, would you please confirm your yesness to being members by saying, I do?
I
All right. And Chris Eagle, who is sort of a board member emeritus here, is handing you a candle. And this official act, or this ritual of lighting your candle with the divine light candle, is something that we like to do.
Sure. By lighting your candle from this candle, our divine light, you commit in growing in spiritual consciousness and are now welcomed as an official member of this spiritual community.
And another board member here, Cheryl Stevens.
It's worth waiting for.
And if you as a community would please stand if you're able. Do you, community, agree to support these new members in their spiritual growth and their service to this community? And if so, please respond with, I do.
I do.
So please join me now in showering our new members with our unity blessing. We love you.
We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are. And we behold the Christ in you.
So, new members, welcome so much. For me personally, it's just so beautiful to see all of you up here, and I look forward to seeing how you're going to contribute to our community and how we're going to support you. So as you return to your seats, please put your light in the holder here. And this is just to represent our journey of spiritual growth together as a community. Thank you again and welcome.
And let's give them a round of applause. Let me hand you also your official certificate of membership. Once you get that in there.
It takes a little effort.
Yeah. And Marie, there we are.
Thank you.
Here we are. We got a little gift bag for you, Michael. Here we are.
It's a big step. Good.
Yes. And Irina brought these gorgeous flowers today. Aren't they amazing? Yeah, gardenias, they really smell lovely. Dig a hole.
Oh. Thank you, Victoria.
And you all may be seated. And now we're ready for the meditation meeting.
I surrender. I trust and I know. As I surrender, I
I invite you to close your eyes. Prepare yourself for a journey. Experiencing your divine presence, breathing in, holding a bit, and letting go. Today we celebrate light. Today we celebrate the presence of new members. As the community grows, love grows. I'm going to invite you to put attention in your chakra, heart chakra, the center of your chest. That is the place where everything is processed in your life. There is this law, the law of correspondence, that allows me to experience what is it that corresponds to my soul to experience. Sustained in that law, I just want to breathe, inhale and exhale, knowing that I am renewing, letting go things that doesn't belong to my heart anymore, and just allowing the things that they belong to my heart right now, here and now. This works better if you close your eyes and experience your divine presence. It's yours. That is your expression of divine presence. Let your heart purify itself by allowing the energy flows. I am a divine expression. I am a divine expression. I am sustained in divinity. Everything else, I let go. Every sign of resistance, I let go. And I start experiencing this shiny light in my heart that is expanding my vibration, expanding my aura, here is how I can feel that I'm safe. I can feel my aura opening. And I am covering the ones that I love. To reinforce that, I will say the names that I'm covering with my aura that comes from my heart. You can say their names. Breathe and feel the presence, the smile of the people that you share with. The gratitude in your heart. And breathe. Exhale. Bring yourself to your heart. Experience your presence in your heart. And little by little, come back. Don't need to hurry. Come back. Unity Center of Peace, Sunday celebration, June 11. Here and now. That's where we are. Feel free to come back. It's safe. Come back. No. Can we stay here? Yes. Of course we can. Thank you very much. It was a really an amazing small journey. And please, I invite you to share our vision and mission statements. You have it in front of you in the chair, the back of the chair. This is the guidance that we have. And we know where we go and we know what to do. So, our vision. We envision the divine light awakening in all. Our mission. We center in peace and love. We connect in our hearts with others. We celebrate our journey toward wholeness, and we empower others to experience their spiritual magnificence. And so it is.
It's really nice. Oh, yes. With a little technical apparatus. Tasting. Okay, it's really nice to be here again and feel the warmth of this place. I'm going to do a piece we are going to do a piece that I learned on a train going from Cairo to Aswan in southern Egypt. I ran into a bamboo flute player, and this is back in 1975, and he taught me this piece. Just a month ago, so almost 50 years I've been playing this piece to all kinds of people. It's on my CD, which is actually back there on the table. I've just called it Egyptian melody because we didn't speak the same language other than music. And I come to find out last month that a woman heard this song and she said, "Oh, I know that piece. It's by a rock band from the 60s. She says it's called Sympathy. And I almost didn't believe her. And the next morning, I was selling my salad dressing at a farmer's market. The next morning, I remembered, oh yeah, Sympathy. I looked it up. Sure enough, and they played it. And it was same key, same piece. How this Egyptian flute player taught it to me in 1975, I'll never know.
You, Alex and Leland. Yeah. I'm curious now, the rock version of that. I've got to look it up. What a great story, though.
Rare Bird is the name of the band, the English band.
Rare Bird. Rare Bird. Well, you know it? Wow. Cool. Ah, good morning. Whew, it's so bright in here. Lovely. Bright because you're all here. Your faces. So speaking of music, when I was a kid, one of my favorite TV shows was American Bandstand. How many people watched American Bandstand? Yeah, I know, it's like so fun. And I would, watch the older kids, the teenagers dancing together. And, then they go to talk to Dick Clark, yeah. And, how do you rate the song? Well, Dick, it's got a good beat, I can dance to it. So it was a lot of fun. And then along came Soul Train and changed the whole picture. I was like, suddenly, whoa, this is something different. My goodness. And here I was, this little white girl trying to, match what they were doing, all these beautiful black individuals dancing. It must have been hysterical. But I never went back to American Bandstand. I was like, Soul Train, that was it. It speaks to your soul. So we're going to talk today about what moves us, what speaks to our soul, soulful living. And it's hard to define, but most people know immediately when, something has soul, when somebody has soul. The way that Alex and Leland played that flute and the maracas, and later we're going to hopefully hear the drums with soul. Some musicians, some artists. You see a piece of art and you go, wow, that's filled with such soul. Or even a place can resonate with soul. And, so we can either be something that really moves us to our core, or soul can also be something sacred, something that touches our heart and our soul. There's so many meanings. I was talking to Leland this morning, and there's so many meanings of the word soul, it's hard to define it. And different cultures have a different experience of it. Some cultures have a little easier time connecting with it than some other cultures. It's just, I don't know what it is. But one of the things that I was thinking also was some of the individuals who have just become members of our community were sharing in the Pathways class that there was a common denominator. A lot of them had grown up going to the Catholic Church, grown up Catholic. And some people were saying how the Catholic Mass of their youth, particularly if it was in Latin, just really moves. It still moves them. Even though they don't really agree with the theology anymore, it's something about that experience. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, yeah, it's like crafted to do that. I've just went once or twice with a girlfriend when I was young, and, it was the priest with the garb and the language and the rhythm of it, and the music and the incense and the stained glass and the architecture that's designed to take your eye upward towards heaven. It's all sort of designed to give you that experience of the sacred. So it's something that's deeply felt, right? Something that's deeply felt, well considered, something that comes from an authentic place. Very often it comes from a place of pain, right? But usually pain that is mined for its gold. And that shows up in poetry, in songs, and certain pieces of art. And when you read it or you see it, it touches you. It touches your heart and soul. So something well-crafted, considered, something thoughtful, original, unique, something that's not slapped together, quickly. And we know that it's special when we see it because it's so missing in our culture. Everything is so slapped together so quickly. Houses are slapped together so quickly. And so they're all alike. They're all like cookie cutter, all close to each other. It's like they've been poured out of an ice cube tray, They're all the same. Without character, products are slapped together quickly without much character, without much thought. The food, a lot of food, our food is fast food and it's over-processed. I heard a report the other day that a majority of Americans eat ultra-processed food. Like get everything in a package. Music, sometimes, at the risk of sounding like my grandmother. You kids today, the music you're listening to. At the risk of doing that, a lot of music today sounds the same. It's just like a derivation of whatever's popular, right? And wow, it remains to be seen how AI, generative AI, is going to write screenplays and TV shows because that's the future. That's what the writers, that's one of the reasons the writers are on strike. Think about it. AI writing screenplay. My guess is it's going to be without an ounce of soul. That would be my guess. And we'll accept it because that's what we're given. Because we get used to all of it. We get used to the way it is, and we think we don't have a choice. We do. Somebody said we do over there. We do, right? And after a while, after consuming, soulless music and art and entertainment and food and living spaces, we feel empty. So, how many of you have heard of the book Care of the Soul or read the book Care of the Soul? Oh, yeah. Popular. Thomas More, his masterwork. Really, he says in that some businesses cover over their soulless conception of work with a veneer of fake walls, plastic plants, and pseudo-art. If that is what we give to the workplace in the name of beauty, then that is the measure of soulfulness we will have at our jobs. Surrounded by plastic ferns, we will be filled with plastic thoughts. So he's got a sense of humor, but wow, a point, right? Our soul yearns for something authentic, something that someone has poured their love and their soul into, something original and unique. And we yearn to live a life that is authentic, that is that comes from our heart, that's fueled by our soul, something unique and original. Otherwise, we're just going through the motions. You know? Or we're copying what somebody else has done. Copying what somebody else has done is the antithesis of original and unique. You know, and I think that's a lot of people are crying out to be recognized for the unique person that they are. And we do need to value, you know, individuality and everyone's unique expression of the divine as the gift that it is. Right? So our lives become meaningful and rich when they are infused with soulful energy, when our intention and our everyday activity is infused with soulful energy. In other words, it's infused with our love, our care, our heart, our authenticity, you know. Our lives become meaningful and rich when it's infused, when everything in our lives is infused with spiritual depth, really spiritual depth. And I think that's going to become more and more important as we move into this digital AI future. I think it's going to be really important to anchor ourselves in spiritual depth. Otherwise, we're going to get lost. So we want to cultivate that, right? We want to cultivate that. And it's something we can do, you know? But it's something that we need to do with intention, because it's just too easy in this get it done quickly, you know, world, our busy day. It's too easy to forget that. That's why last week, was it last week? Yeah, I think so. That I was talking about setting aside one day, like a Sabbath day, you know, to just nurture our growing awareness, the growing awareness of our spiritual nature. So that we can give ourselves the space, you know, to feel divine love, to feel that divine love within us, to feel that divine life that sustains us, that makes us whole, that connects us with Source, that connects us with each other, that connects us with everything. And then, from the depth of that experience, we can take it out into our daily lives. We can take it out into our daily activities. You know, and with intention, anything we do, whether it's, you know, preparing a meal or washing dishes or driving a car, writing an email or folding laundry, can be infused with soulful, sacred energy. You know, when we put our mind to it, or our heart to it, really, anything can be a sacred act. And by the way, I hope you know I'm talking to myself here as much as I'm talking to you. I mean, that's always true, in particular in this one. You know, we're all sort of doing this together, spiraling upward in our spiral evolution, right? We're supporting each other in this. You know, has anybody ever witnessed a traditional Japanese tea ceremony? Have you? Yeah. I haven't participated in one, but I've seen it like on YouTube. I mean, it is a sacred act. You know, they don't just throw a tea bag in a mug and then you drink it. Like we do, right? Get it done quick. It's this thing that takes time, and it's so carefully done, and those leaves are so carefully selected, and the water has to be a certain temperature, and then it's brewed at a certain number of minutes, and the cups are laid out in order of the honor of guests, like the elders get it first, and it's all pre-warmed, and and then it's usually a woman, dressed in a beautiful traditional, silk outfit, and then she pours it so carefully into these cups, and the guest, carefully takes it and sips it like it's liquid gold, like at that point it is, because it's infused with all this sacred energy. The whole thing is designed for this like honoring of that divine presence. I mean, they don't say that, but that's what I feel it is honoring that divine, the namaste, the divine presence in your guests. And just everything can be, a sacred act. But that's a really good example. Plato, who, among a few other things, also explored metaphysics and the soul, caring for the soul, and he called caring for the soul the craft of life. The craft of life. So when you think about it, like how can you find the art and the craft in whatever it is that you're doing in ordinary, everyday activity. And I think it can start just by pausing before you dive into something. Just pausing before, take a breath, before we before we dive in. Pause before you dig into your meal. Check out the colors and the textures, and feel gratitude to the earth from which it came, and the person that prepared it for you. The old-fashioned idea of saying grace before a meal, I think, was beautiful because it spiritualizes the whole experience of eating. It might be wise to bring that back. We could do it in like a unity fashion. Maybe I'll write a unity version of grace and share it. Would you guys like that? Share it with you? Yeah. It really helped to slow you down and appreciate and experience it as a spiritual experience, which it really can be. Years ago, I watched those Marie Kondo videos. Marie Kondo, The Art of Tidying Up. And she totally rocked my world. She totally changed how I thought about folding clothes, And before, it was just like bundle them up and throw them in the drawer, And then I couldn't find anything, right? Or it would be all wrinkled. But she's like, it's such an art. And then she would smooth it all out before she folded it and asked you to bless it. Bless each piece of clothing. Give it thanks for being of service to you that day. Like, wow, that's a spiritual experience. That's a sacred act. We think about what we can do for our ordinary activities. Some people, they take their cars and they personalize them and they give them character and personality. Some people they bumper stickers and a little figure on the dashboard. We used to have a parking angel on the dashboard, and you wind it up and little wings that go like that. When my girls were little, and I swear, every time we were looking for a parking spot, we'd wind it up. And before long, we'd find a parking spot. I'm telling you, it worked. I got to get one of those again. But people have that. Then they've got, the dice or the beads that come down from the, a lot of people have a lot of bumper stickers. You get behind some people with a lot of bumper stickers. You go, wow, where they stand on all the issues. Great. We humans are funny, aren't we? We are funny, a funny species. I swear, if the aliens are here, if they're observing us, you know, they're probably having a good giggle. Oh, those humans. Look what they do with their cars. Oh, they're so cute. I hope that's what they're doing. I don't know if they're here. So think about your work now. I want you to think about your work in the world. And if you're retired, think about your volunteer work, or maybe it's the work that you do cleaning up the house or whatever. And think about a part of that that you feel might be devoid of soul. Something that like, I just got to get through this, but it doesn't feel like it has any life to it, right? Think about an area and think about how you could infuse more of your love, more of your heart, more of your individuality, your personality to it. You know, or maybe it's just a matter of seeing it differently. You know, do you remember the Khalil Gibran, you know, the poet? He said that work is love made visible. You know, or all work is empty save for when love is there. So we can think about it differently. Sometimes it's just a matter of stepping back and seeing the difference you're making. Because, you know, frankly, all work is going to include something that doesn't feel like you really want to do all the time. But if you step back and you think, wow, I'm making a difference, look at the difference that's being made here, then maybe that's a way to connect with it. And so, okay, we have a little bit of time. So what I'd like to do is take this a little bit deeper and have you guys turn to a neighbor. Whoever you're sitting with, find somebody. You might even want to turn your chairs around. And I'd like for you to think about and talk about an area of your life that feels like, oh, it's just like I just got to get through this thing, or I just try to do it quickly just to get to the next thing. Something that maybe you think, wow, how can I add a little soul? How can I add a little personality or love, or, you know, make this sacred? Okay, so go ahead, turn, and you're going to go one at a time. So each pair, you're going to, one person's going to go first. See if you can find somebody. Here we go. Those of you joining us on the live stream, if you're watching with somebody or you have somebody in your house, maybe you can connect with them. I see some of you have groups of 3, that's good. Traded off the other person, go ahead and let the other person talk. We're having a conversation. conclusion here. Finish your thought. This is going to be fun. There you go. That's the perfect signal. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Was that good? Did you all find something? No, you didn't find anything. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Good. You know, we are so blessed here being in this. We're nestled here in the woods. You know, we've got real life all around us. We are grounded and connected in, I would say this place is soulful, right? Did you say it's filled with soul? Not only are we, you know, is it the energy and the divine of the land, but it's also the hearts and souls of people who come here and just are willing to be present and willing to be open and willing to share. That's it. That's soulful living. We are grounding ourselves in this, you know, deeply, you know, spiritual depth so that we can take that out to our everyday lives, so we can take it out and share it with others. You know, so that we ensure that we're staying grounded in a place of wholeness, right? And that carries us. That carries us. So thank you for participating. Thank you for being here. Namaste.
So this is a fun day today. I can feel that Gemini fun. And equally, I invite you for this next song to dive deep into stillness, to listen as we present a song that we feel, and I hope you feel too, is soulful. Este es el sentido de tu alma cuando escuchas esta canción. And I hope you have a real visceral experience from head to toe, so you can fill this room with your heart and soul.
It's a Cuban Guajira.
Óyeme, chico. Thank you very much, Alex Leland. Celebration. You see, the light is burning and burning and burning. And, 7 candles here and 1 here. You see, it multiplies. Lessons and multiplies. It didn't lose the light, it didn't lose the power. It multiplies. I was meditating, I don't remember when, but meditate. But when I meditate, it's like an early meditation. I don't know where I am, I just want to be there. And I was meditating about what I am and sharing where I am. And then I heard this voice saying, when you give from what you have, it will end. Because whatever you have is a counting number. But when you give, when you share from what you are, it multiplies. So the light is light. And when the light gives light, it multiplies the light. Why I'm giving you this little speech? Because of the green card. I didn't have one of these before my wife. Thank you. Now that I have it, now I got the second green card. That multiplies. So I invite you to choose whatever way you want to, multiply the light. You can do it. It's amazing. You can scan this code, go straight to donations, and you can make a check and put it here or cash, or as I did time ago, become a conscious sustainer, and support Unity Center of Peace constantly. And I really appreciate your presence here. It's a bless. I've been here in this community. Lately, I'm not so often here because I'm working in a project of unity, going to Ecuador, to my country. In Ecuador, we don't have unity. When I found it 20 years ago, I said, I need to do something. So that's what I'm doing right now. So we are multiplying unity in Ecuador. So that's the reason why I'm not often here. Thank you. So please hold in your hands the method that you choose in order to share. And go with me in the prayer, in the blessings. What is it? Oh, blessing of our gifts. Is the last line of the first part of the program. Is all in that is divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And so it is.
Today's selection is I Am So Blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you for setting that stage of the multiplying the consciousness. This is what we're doing here. We're multiplying the consciousness of the divine, and that, oh, see, there you go. And that multiplies what falls into these bowls. So we are so blessed. We are so grateful. And if you would join me in feeling that energy moving through your heart and out through your hands, pointing them this direction, we just bless this, knowing this experience of infinite abundance is right here in this moment. We give thanks for it. We know that it supports this community on all that we do here and goes out to bless the larger community and returns to the giver. Pressed down, multiplied, and running over. Thank you, Spirit. So it is. And here is our prayer request box that Mary is taking out to the foyer. If you would like to have your prayers prayed over, your request prayed over, just go ahead and fill out a prayer request form, which is right next to it, and drop it in. And not only will we pray for it here on Sunday, but the prayer team also takes it. And that's a talk about a prayerful consciousness, that prayer team. Really, it's amazing. So you want to be held in that space. And you could do it anonymously. Somebody asked me the other day, do I have to put my name down? No, you can do it anonymously. It's okay. Spirit knows who you are. We say that prayer. All right. So, and it is my honor also to welcome anybody who might be new here today. If you are joining us for the first time today, we appreciate you being here. The greeters probably put a packet of information in your hand. If you didn't receive that, go ahead and raise your hand, and one of the greeters will come by. Everybody has one of those. And if you would fill out, there's a card that looks like this. Oh, look, I remembered to hold it up. If you fill it on both sides and return it to a greeter, we have a little gift we want to give in that. Oh, well, you are so welcome. We're glad you're here. And after the service, we have a special little thing that this woman back here is going to tell us about in just a bit. Do we want to do that now?
Yes, do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, why don't you just kind of come on up. Katie is a member of this community, and she has been very busy. If you speak into the mic.
Oh, I get to speak in the mic?
Yes, you do.
I'm not usually mics. Hi, I'm Katie. Nice to meet you all. And I know a lot of you. I have been a part of this community for many years myself, along with my mother, Janice Escott. She's actually outside. And we've been teaching a year-long advanced shamanism class on the grounds here. So every few months, we gather 15 students together for 4 days. And then they go away for a few months, and then we come back for another 4 days. And we have been enjoying this incredibly beautiful sacred space here at Unity Center of Peace. And so this was our last class today. And so I was trying to think of a ceremony that kind of emulated the year. And I came up with this idea to create a interconnected web of sacred art out by the labyrinth connecting two trees. And the idea came from the concept of prayer trees. You guys have seen prayer trees before, right? You know what they are, you've seen them. So prayer trees exist all over the world. And in every continent there are indigenous people that use trees as conduits to spirit. Not only to honor and bring abundance to their own communities, but also to honor the environment in which they live. And also because, they feel like trees represent the interconnectedness, the sacredness of all life on planet Earth. And so, there's lots of examples of these prayer trees, and I could be here for 3 days telling you all about them. But briefly, they usually use items from their natural environment as offerings of respect and reverence to the trees, for helping their communities, and also for giving respect to the spirits of nature where they live. So they use things like feathers, seeds, seashells, strips of cloth, sacred written on them, prayer flags from the Himalayas. In Israel, there are prayer trees that have rags, strips of rags made out of people's clothing, so that the tree knows the person who's, and remembers the person making the offerings. There's all kinds of beautiful examples like that. And so to honor this incredibly beautiful sacred space and honor the spirit of the land here for holding us as we delve into our spiritual journey, I wanted to include the community at Unity Center of Peace in this because it's very important to me. I don't come on Sundays very often because I'm a busy girl, but I do get on Zoom with Victoria and Maria and Debbie quite often. So, I just wanted to invite you all to come onto the back deck. I have some ribbons out there, and the idea is to blow the prayers that you would like to send out into the cosmos, into the universe, into the ribbons. And then we're going to walk down the Serenity Trail and tie them on the tree, and we're going to ask the element of air to take our prayers and spread them all over the planet for the entire human collective, just honoring our interconnectedness of all of life. So
thank you for bringing that to us, Katie. All right. Thank you, thank you. We also have refreshments out there, so if you want to grab a quick coffee and a muffin or whatever, and then join this, you're welcome to do that. Okay, yeah, we have one more piece of soulful music.
My big hands cover it, but hers.
All right, we're going to do a happy song. This is a song by Bobby McFerrin and I. Yeah, we wrote it together. Actually, he wrote it, and I modified it. So I deserve the blame if something seems weird. And it's also a hum-along. There's a chorus part that you could hum. And, don't worry about hitting the right notes, because I don't. As a matter of fact, that's what it's called. Don't worry, be happy.
Sing it too? Is it okay to sing it?
Yeah, you can sing along to it, sure, yes. We're just going to go, Chris and I and Andres, and we're just going to take it where it goes. Hit it. Can you try that? Yeah.
Thank you, amigo. What a message. How was UCP Sunday? Very great. What did you learn? Don't worry, be happy. As simple as that. Beautiful message. Thank you very much. So now, our children.
Actually, we got announcements.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This just in.
Yeah.
All right. First announcement here. How's everyone doing this morning? The Kobzar's prayer fundraiser for Ukraine is going to happen on June 15th, which is Thursday at 7 p.m. It's a fundraiser for Ukraine. UCP is welcoming in Jurij Fedinsky. Yeah, something like that, from Ukraine, with featured sacred national instruments that he will be playing and demonstrating. This is a concert, lecture, and presentation of the Bandura, Kobza, and Torban in support of Ukraine today. It's a donation-based, give a little love, and that would be great for the ceremony, and that is on Thursday, June 15th at 7 p.m. Also this week, on Friday, join us at 6 p.m. for the Adult Game Night Mixer. There'll be lots of games and fun for all. So be sure if you're interested in that. That's on Friday at 6. The Summer Solstice Ceremony with Mark Smith and Katja Sage. Join Mark and Katja in observance of the Summer Solstice on June 21st, the actual solstice. At 6 p.m. at the far end of the parking lot, which I assume is that end of the parking lot. And come as you are, bring your drums, bring your percussions, instruments, all are welcome. And bring some items to put in the solstice altar, if you are so inclined. We have a job opening here at UCP. Debbie is leaving, which is sad, but we have an opening, and we have an administrative manager part-time position, and we're interviewing candidates for that professional administrative experience. For more details about this, check the flyer and job description on the back table, or go to unitychapelhill.org. If interested or know of someone who's interested, please send a resume with a brief cover letter to Reverend Victoria at unitychapelhill.org. That's Victoria at unitychapelhill.org. Social media, stay connected with us. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, subscribe to our Unity Center of Peace YouTube channel, and weekly e-news. There's a sign-up sheet on the back table. 3-Minute Miracle, this is a weekly event, is the ministry office down the hall at room 102, on the left-hand side. If you have something going on that you need some help with, and you need a little more perspective from the divine on infusing that situation with healing, you have the opportunity to sit with a trained prayer partner to do just that. Today's prayer partner is Joy Bell. Where was Joy? There she is, back there. And live streamers, you can send an email to prayer@unitychapelhill.org and include your phone number, and our prayer partner will call you back within an hour to pray with you. That's prayer@unitychapelhill.org. The prayer tree ceremony, which we just heard about, is happening right after the service today. It's going to start here on the deck, and then we'll be led through the trees as we just heard, and we'll meet on the back deck and move together to the outdoor sacred space. Get your t-shirts. There's t-shirts for sale in the office there. They are $25 each. It's a fundraiser for UCP. It's got swell language on the back and a dandy logo on the front. So this is a fundraiser for UCP, so please get one, get two. Never too early to get Christmas gifts. And they are for sale in the office from Mel. Join us for our Sacred Cafe social hour with snacks and coffee, and the deeper dive discussion today, which is in room 103, which will be the one on the right, unless I got that backwards, and that is with Cheryl Stevens today. So the deeper dive discussion after the service. And that concludes today's announcements.
Thank you. Now come the children.
Now the children.
Let the children come to me.
Are the children?
Yeah, they are.
I am the radiant light of God. I am the radiant real life of God. I am, I am, I am. Help me by the strength of God, without the energy, dream of God. I am the real life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the real life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the real life of God. I am, I am, I am. Help me by the strength of God, without the energy, dream of God. I am the real life of God. I am, I am, I am. Hello, thank you. Luckily, we're right out there, so came in quick. I'm Shannon. I'm the new YFM teacher. This is my fourth Sunday here. Fantastic experience. I'm going. Evan's watching us now happening. This thing. It's like another books meeting. So again, the last of our four. We worked at the. We worked on our obstacles and boulders. And the beaches, which are my favorite, resting, and then the life load. And we also talked a little bit today about how the powers, the divine powers, can help us through our obstacles, our stuck thinking, how to rest, and then how that growth can happen in each of those. So, Eli volunteered to talk.
There's wood. There's a life of flow. The wood is the obstacle in life. My teacher's leaving, and there's EOGs that's hard to get through. And the grass is growth. I didn't write anything for that. There's boulders. That's where you get stuck thinking. Thinking of stuff thinking.
Thinking of stuck thinking kind of stuff.
Yeah. And there's the beaches. That's for rest, meditation, and etc.
You wrote down sleep and prayer.
And meditate and lie down.
All right. Very good.
For mine, I put raspberry rose and stuff for happiness or something. Oh yes, and we played some games where we were making towers, and the towers sometimes fell, but it was fun.
All right, let's And the children everywhere with our UCP blessing. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are, and we behold the Christ as you. Aha. Thank you. All right, here's the scene. Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you, children, for reminding us how beautiful it is to be you. So now, please come with me to the prayer of protection. Stand up if you're able to. The prayer of protection is here at the last part of your program. Take a deep breath, please. Feel your presence from there. The life of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.